Hey y'all, it's your girl Rye
and your girl Mel, and welcome to the
Wiley Untamed podcast. So welcome back, you guys. We're excited to be back. You ready for the wild card?
Yes.
All right, let's see what we have here.
Okay, question for today is, what's your shower singing song?
My shower singing song. What do I have? Because I don't really be singing in the shower. I'm boring and I listen to podcasts on YouTube. But if I was to sing, it would most likely be like a Beyonce song or even like a worship song sometimes. Like I be singing like songs to keep my mind and my spirit right type of vibes because it's in the morning and stuff like that. Or it'll be like a basic Beyonce song. But I really don't sing in the shower. I used to, but I don't at all now. Okay, what about you?
Girl, I love to sing in the shower.
Okay.
Like my personal concert.
Period. You know, you be hitting all them notes in the shower. It's something about the water, the echoing.
You know, it just be like, you just put one, you know, you cover one ear.
Yeah. You singing into the shower thing. You better hit them notes. Period.
Man, so I be in my field, so I be singing like Alicia Keys.
Okay, what song by her so I can picture it?
If I ain't got you. If I ain't got you, baby.
I ain't got you. Do it. I dare you right now to do a verse.
Not right now.
Okay, I ain't gonna do her like that. She said I ain't in the booth right now. I'm good. Oh, okay. Alicia Keys is a classic though. I used to love her. I don't know what the fuck she got going on now. Voice is a little but it is okay, you know.
It's okay.
We all have, you know, we all struggle sometimes. Okay. So are you ready for our topic?
Yes.
All right, so today we are going to be talking about cultural background, our cultural differences, and its impact and things like that. So I'm really excited for us to get into it.
Yeah, so am I. So.
All right, so you want to ask the first question?
Okay, so the first question, what ethnicity do you identify as?
So me, I'm blackity black. Hey, black.
Okay, so
I identify as a Black American. Fun fact, I do not identify as African American. I know that's the traditional way that they describe my race and things like that. But because I'm not I am a descendant of Africa, duh. We know history, but I don't have like those close rooted, like let's say somebody's grandparent or great grandparent migrated into America. I feel like they're more African American or Nigerian American or wherever they're from, Ethiopian American, because they literally have like, they know who their people are. They know where their family origins are. Me, all I know is Africa. And then once I got here, it's been a whole bunch of different things that happen. I feel like we have our own separate culture. There are some things that correlate with each other, but I feel like we still have our own Black American experience, like descendants of slaves rather than descendants of just Africa only. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I identify as Black American.
Okay.
What about you?
So obviously, like nationally, I'm Salvadorian. So, but I identify as Latina or Hispanic.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't know why we are labeled as race for white.
Right.
Because
do I look white? Do I act white? I mean,
yeah. Questionable. But yeah, so.
Okay, Miss Hispanic Latina. Hey. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's racist or not. Okay. Okay, so the next question. What was a moment that your race played a role in how you were treated by others, and how did it affect you? Yes. I'm sorry. I was butchering, reading all slow. So yeah, what was a moment that your race played a role in your life, technically?
Okay.
Yeah.
So funny thing is, growing up, I was really naive. I think because I was very sheltered. So like, my mom didn't expose us to a lot of things growing up. Yeah. So I, like any other kid, like I thought everyone was equal, right?
Everyone was treated the same.
All nice to each other and everything. And I was always that nice person. I'm like, no one deserves to be treated bad, you know? Yeah. It's so sad that I think I didn't open my eyes until like maybe when I was going to community college.
Oh wow, you was over 18.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right. It's okay. That's good. That means you weren't treated wrongly in your childhood. That's good to me. You know.
I think the people that I came across were all very nice to me.
Yeah.
But I also worked like basic jobs that I think that I never really had to do.
So even in high school or anything like that, you didn't feel like that was a thing?
I didn't feel like targeted or anything.
Oh, okay.
Right, like I never had a teacher talk to me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to school, I had a professor. And funny thing is, this professor was Indian.
Oh, okay. So okay.
But she had the nerve to tell me, because of your color and your race, you're never gonna be a doctor.
What?
I swear to God. Like, she told me that. Like, she straight up.
What?
I was taking biology at this time. And
girl, get your big headed ass. I'm sorry. Sorry.
The fact was because I think I ended up the class with a B+. But the thing is, like, she made my life hell that class.
Oh.
And because I would go to her tutoring sessions and stuff like that, like, she straight up told me that. And I asked her for a letter of recommendation, and that's when she told me that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I was like, the fucking nerve.
Wow.
I was like, little hoe, you right.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that stung more because I was like, you're not even white.
Yeah.
You know, I would understand. Like
this is another person of color treating me like that. And that's when you realize that just because we all people of color does not mean we necessarily root for each other. Exactly. Because that is absolutely not the case.
Because the saying goes that obviously, like, Indian people or Asian people are smart. Smarter than...
They're more stereotypical,
stereotypical than other people of color. So I feel like in their mentality, when they see a Hispanic or a black person, it's kind of like, oh, you're beneath me.
Yeah.
I'm way above you. So it was like a slap on the face. And I think that's when I realized that, oh, wow, like, there is such thing as that. Like, it doesn't mean just because they're also brown that they're going to be in your favor.
Yeah.
So that was like a wake-up call for me. And I was just like... And obviously later on as life passed, I dealt with different things. But obviously that came from, like, working in corporate. And
Okay. All right. So for me, the moment that I realized that my race impacted me in a certain way was when I was younger. I was in Girl Scouts, right? In Girl Scouts, it was mostly white people in my troop that I was a part of, and there was a few like other black people, but I don't remember them being as consistent as I was. Like, I was really consistent, you know what I'm saying? But I did definitely feel ostracized, right? I had a lot of experiences where I felt like an outsider with them. I guess like that's why me not belonging is like a trigger for me. I felt like I was an outsider with them. I could not relate to them in a way, and they kind of distanced themselves from me. They weren't welcoming. It was like I was just like some weird person with them, right? And there was also a time, this is me young, you know what I'm saying? There was a time where they were like racist towards, or just a bully. I don't know to say racist, but that's what it's giving, because we were already ostracized, to a Hispanic girl. And because we were both like the minorities, I was like protective of her and things like that, you know? So there was a moment while we were at camp where they were like throwing stuff at her and being like a super bully, and that was the first time I really got into like an altercation. I had to defend myself in her, and I was no longer in that troop after that day because of that experience, and it kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth in regards to that race. I'm not even gonna hold you, not as much now because I have more of an understanding, but that was my treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't treated wrongly in school or anything, but this is a troop. It's a more included thing, and you know, stuff like that. And we went to high school with some of these people and stuff like that, so I still knew of them. I just didn't F with them like that because that's how they treated me growing up, like to the point to where I couldn't even enjoy my food. I left Girl Scouts completely after that.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the moment where I realized, like, wow, people really don't like you because of your race. Okay. And the way they man, I ain't gonna talk about how they be talking to their mama and stuff. That's how I went out. That's how I realized as well. When they start arguing with their mama, raising their voice to their mama, I'm like, hold on now, this has to be a white person thing. You know what I'm saying? 100%. But yes, that was just a difference when I noticed that my race played a factor in my life.
Okay. All right. So next one. Oh, it's loading. Sorry. Okay. How has it impacted your life in regards to career, school, or life experiences?
I think it could have impacted my life more But because, especially in regards to career, this is what it is. So, fun fact, my mom gave me my name on purpose. She said, when I asked her why she named me Ryan, first of all, come on, Ryan, come on now. That's a boy name already. Okay?
It is.
Back in the day, though, people were always like, why you got a boy name? Why you get a boy name? Shut the heck up. This is my name, nigga. Okay. So growing up, I had a basic name. You cannot tell what so she said she did it on purpose. My name is Ryan Rowe. She said that she made my name very stereotypical. I didn't have a stereotypical black name, so that when I'm applying for jobs, when I'm applying for like school or anything like that, you're not going to be able to tell who I am. Mm-hmm. It's like you can't see me, and I get to put my front foot forward first before any pre-notions and things like that. Because if there's certain names on your resume, they will not even pick it up if they can't pronounce it. They don't. If they can assume that it's a person of color's name or something name, then like they already kick it to the side. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain company, I'm not saying this is everybody, and we're better now as a society. But back then, it was a no for me. Yeah. And I remember we were born in the '90s, so my parents were using a '90s experience perception, right? So it hasn't impacted me too much to the point to where I don't think I wasn't able to get anything. Now, being treated differently, yes. Or some people using microaggressions. I mean, not microaggressions, but it's like they trying to relate to you. Like, I had this supervisor at one of my old jobs, right? And she was like, hey girl, like trying to use the black language. It was a white lady. It was like she was trying to relate to me. Yeah. And I was like, no ma'am, just do you. Be you. Okay, you don't gotta be me. I'm good. And then she would say, you know what she told me? She was like, you remind me of one of the kids when I worked at the juvenile. One of the kids there, like a hood girl or something like that. That's basically what she was saying. And I was like, okay, like what am I supposed to say to that? Thank you so much. That remind you of, you know what I'm saying? It's so weird. Like she's like, your attitude, your vibe, your spunk, or whatever she said. And she kept just trying to talk to me kind of in a stereotypical black way. So that's kind of how it's impacted me. Recently, I worked with mostly people of color, so I haven't had that experience as much. But how about you?
So I have, I would say, with life experiences, I always get this thing where either like an older person or even when it comes to dating experiences. Oh yeah, dating too, yeah. Where it's kind of like, oh my God, you're so pretty for a Hispanic.
For real?
And I'm just like,
Hispanics are pretty though.
Yeah, but my thing is like, why can't I just be pretty?
That's true.
Like, would you tell that to a white person?
Yeah, you're so pretty for a white girl.
Yeah,
like what?
Like, okay, what does race got to do with anything? Right?
Yeah.
Or I've gotten like, oh, you don't really look like the typical like Salvadorian.
So they were putting you into kind of like a cultural kind of cage or what they see stereotype.
Like there was stereotype, and because of like it wasn't a standard. It was just kind of like it always came out, and I'm like I always would stay like that's offensive. Yeah. It's like me saying you're handsome for a black person.
Yeah, they do that too.
And I'm just like, why can't you just be handsome?
Right.
You're a man at the end of the day. That's it. You don't have to see race into anything. Right?
Yeah.
Or same thing where they were like, oh my God, you speak like really well English.
I'm
not telling you.
Girl, they acting like you just got fresh out the freaking boat.
I'm just like, oh Lord. And then especially in careers, I think it's when it hits the most, because obviously like I work in research, and they're like,
because you smart.
Yeah,
period.
Like, oh, you smart. And I was like, did you think it was gonna be like a
so they're acting surprised that you had the ability to do the research. And that's crazy.
Like, you go to school for a reason.
Yeah, like I did this. I did this.
Now, don't get it twisted. Outside of these walls, I'm a different person. But I still got my other side to me that a lot of people don't know about. Period. But I mean, to each his own, right? But it's just insane, like how much people just like
judge people. Yeah, judge people. They want people to fit in a box.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I could just imagine if I just sounded white.
Right.
It's just like, oh God. So, yeah.
And for me, I'm like, what is sounding white? Because a lot of things for black girls. So for me in high school, y'all, they call me ghetto country, right? But for my people who actually lived in that area, I have cousins and stuff who actually live in more hooder areas and stuff like that. They tell me I talk white. So it's like, which one am I? You know what I'm saying? So I was always that person. There is no such thing as talking white. I'm just talking like Ryan. I'm talking like me. And to me, I don't sound white to me, or the stereotypical white. Does that make sense? Yeah. I don't know, y'all.
Sounding proper is sounding white.
Yeah, that's what they trying to. Ooh, that's a whole nother discussion.
Anyway,
because why proper gotta be this color?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was like, oh Lord, that was good.
English was supposedly made.
Supposed to be the best language.
The best language.
But English don't make no sense because all the spelling and stuff. I was talking about this the other day. Why is stuff spelled a certain way that they spelled? It don't make no sense.
Like which ones?
Like desert. Is like why? Like certain. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's just, especially when you're trying to teach it to kids, when they go 2 to 2.
Yeah, 2 2 2. Why we can't just think of something else? Why can't we just think of something else?
Didn't you just say 2 was this?
Exactly.
2 is a number. Like,
so they're trying to say they're superior just because you're more complicated does not mean you're the best.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight.
So I'm just kind of like, English is kind of dumb. But anyways,
that was a wild untamed thought, girl. You better put them out there. Period. Okay. So what do you think are some cons regarding your background?
Ooh.
Regarding being a Latina, Hispanic, do you feel like there's any?
I would say the cons are that when you are born in a specific mindset. So like, let's say you're born. Sorry. Let's say you're born in El Salvador, right?
Yeah.
El Salvador. Obviously, over there they teach women like you can't think for yourself. You can't have a job.
Yeah.
You gotta stay at home, cook, clean, take care of everything, right? And so I hate that mindset because a lot of them come here and they look for men to provide. Well, not that you shouldn't, but they look for, oh, I must settle for this man because
at least he's doing this.
He's doing this, and all I gotta do is just stay at home and do anything, right?
Yeah.
But they also like get beaten and get stuff, and they stay because they're like, this is a better life than what I have.
Yeah.
And I hate that mindset because I have family members that would be like, you just need to find yourself a man.
And that's going to solve everything.
That's going to solve all your issues. And I'm like, sweetie.
I ain't settling, ho.
I'm not. Like, it's just, I was like, the fact is, once you were born here and got an education, you think for yourself.
Yeah.
And you want more for yourself.
Yeah.
Because that man, he's going to switch you for someone else.
Yeah.
So,
and you see when you're here that you're capable of something else too.
Yes.
You know?
So a lot of it, I don't like that. Or I also don't like the fact that like they're really close-minded when it comes to other races. So like, for example, the other day, I was, when I used to like talk to certain people, it just happens that certain people are from Louisiana. Yeah. Right? That these men just happen to be from Louisiana. Anyway. Yeah. Can't get away from them.
Oh, Lord.
But apparently, my father had made a comment.
Oh, okay.
That got to me. Right? That he was like, yeah, the people over there, they're just violent and savages.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how would you know?
Right.
Was you born over there? So it's just kind of like they want you to date your own, but dating your own isn't any better. Yeah. Dang shit. she
said I've tasted both. I've seen both. Okay. Like, you know what's up on both sides. Like you're not very narrow minded. You feel like it's a lot of narrow mindedness in that.
It is. It is almost like you had to like step on like, eggs and eggshells and stuff like that. Like you bring someone around. Yeah. Like my sister being married to a white man. Oh, that caused a whole thing in the
That was the whole thing?
A whole thing. So it's just kind of like a culture shock. Like, yeah. Why? Yeah. But it's like...
He's cool. He's nice.
Cool. Like, it is what it is. You like what you like and you love who you love.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't put a color to it, right? Even though... Me personally, I have a certain type, but
she have a certain type,
But the thing is, to each his own.
Like it's a wrap. You never know though. You might end up with somebody your race though.
No.
Okay. Oh, she said.
I like my
once you go there, you can't ever go back. That's what they say, y'all.
My sister went back.
Well, okay. Yeah, she was a whole other thing. Okay. All right. What about me? Some cons. Okay, so I do kind of agree. A lot of my culture is like that for sure. As far as like being narrow-minded when it comes to certain things. For sure, like as far as like dating outside, it is kind of looked down upon, and people do judge people, especially like black men. There's this whole thing about the black guys always having a white girl next to them for the football thing. They just looking down upon. Now, some of that stuff is kind of valid because some of those women, but it could be any race though, wanting a man that they know is gonna go to the league because they know they're gonna have a good life. It just. But they're more like. That's what they do. That's what they grew up learning. Like, find a man to provide. Kind of like that type of vibe.
But I would say it's more prone, I would say.
For them to do that.
For the white woman.
Yes. No offense to anybody watching this podcast. They're going to be like, they're so anti-white. No, we're not. We're just living our experience. Yeah, exactly. This is our experience. So you tell me my experience is a lie. I don't know. There's no response because my experience is my experience. Yeah. So yes, narrow-mindedness, especially when it comes to religious things, we're very like stuck on this is what the Bible say, this is what this says, this is what, and they could be following something that the pastor say, not necessarily the Bible, but they will run with that and it will become like a cultural thing and stuff like that. Another con that I've noticed is that a lot of times we are not as supportive or as we're going to make sure we take care of each other as a community, right? Of course, when big things happen, like the Black Lives Matter movement, like, that kind of stuff, we all kind of came together. But when it comes to like taking your family in during hard times and stuff like that, a lot of times that don't happen. A lot of times people are competing with each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna support them. I want to come up, or I'm not gonna share what I know because I don't want somebody to take from me. Right? Yeah. I would never share the secrets of how I got to this level. I'm not going to bring you up the top of me. I want to be the top dog. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing, like sharing the wealth. Of course, we'll share with our family, but you know what I'm saying? There's kind of like everybody can't be at the type of mentality, but if we all like lift each other up, we will all be good. You see what I'm saying? There's always like this kind of tier mentality, like even like the affluent or good black people.
Oh yeah. In
quotations, will look down upon the other black people. Talking about, if I was able to get out, you should have been able to get out. Exactly. What is your problem? I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody didn't have the same life experiences. There's different things holding people back. So the judgment in between,
which to me is always crazy because it's already hard enough to fight against the
other people.
And now we have to also fight within the race.
Yeah.
Within your own people. Like, now you're fighting because no one wants to, like, help one another. Yeah. And I was like, don't you see how the world is?
Yes. We have to help each other. Okay, particularly the Asian community, they gonna make sure they family good. They gonna make sure every single person up there got a job or there's a business that they own or something like that, So I just want us to have, now they be doing some shady stuff too, but from what I know, but as far as my community, I feel like that is a con. Like, the people at the top a lot of the times are judgmental towards people at the bottom. Like, me, you're equal to me. Even though this is your lifestyle and all that, you're equal to me. Mm-hmm. Let me try to help you to get up. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's what I've noticed. People may not agree with me. This is why I was wildly untamed thoughts, but that's what I've seen. And there was another one, but I forgot. It was another con that I had in my mind, but I forgot about it. So we're just gonna leave it at that.
No, you know what I was just looking at?
What?
Yesterday. There was this video that I saw. I don't even know how I got into it.
How you got into it, girl? How you was on Black TikTok?
No, because I think I was searching for bags. But anyway.
What? Okay.
The point was that I guess it was like a black person doing the video. And she goes, white people buy fake like luxury bags. And they don't even want to tell you the secret.
Right.
But I guess like because the stereotypical is that white people can afford it.
So nobody assumes that they stuff is fake.
Assumes that they spend on fake bags, right? It's only people of color.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford it. Or
it's the stereotypes. Yeah.
So that she was like, yeah, you know, it's crazy because all these white people like buying all these fake bags and thinking they got all of this money and stuff like that. Now, to each his own. There was another one that the Asian was like, it's upsetting because people that actually buy the real bags. And I was like, girl,
I'm getting my look.
I was like,
I can give me a Louis or a Louis, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, if they're trying to spend the money, let them be.
Yeah. I just think it's a lot of intertwinings. I think it's a lot of competition and things like that. Of course, they're beautiful, which we're going to talk about things about our culture, but that's the biggest con that I think keeps us from getting all the way on top too, or even on an even playing ground. If we're judgmental towards our people, how are we going to expect other people not to be judgmental towards our people? You see what I'm saying? Like, we should be combating that. I know now it's kind of like your friend. Like, I can talk about my friend, but you can't talk about my friend. We like that now. We ain't about to just let another race go in on our people. You know, we'll defend, but at the same time, we're the same way as well, if that makes sense. So yep. Okay, that was an interesting question.
Okay, now the other one. Does your culture have a perception about mental health therapy or counseling?
I answered the last question first, right? Oh, no, I didn't. You did. Okay, so mental health, duh. So for my culture as a Black American, which I really love to be, period. They are a lot of them. We are opening up now, right? We are growing now. We are making changes now. But back in the day, mental health was not a thing at all. It was just pray about it. Ain't nothing wrong with you. It's gonna get better. But we have to, so it was more like anti-mental health. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You ain't crazy. Like, anytime mental health was discussed, it was like, you crazy. It meant like something was really, really wrong with you, or that you were crazy and things like that and stuff like that. But honestly, mental health is real. Depression is real. Anxiety is real. There was this whole post that said, how is mental health not real when we still to this day, we have like deep-rooted anxiety, or deep-rooted like we need to survive in us, right? That's why our community is more prone to doing things for our survival, whether that might be, every community does it, but like stealing, stuff like that. When we were slaves, we had to do what we had to do to survive. Does that make sense? So that's deep-rooted anxiety, deep-rooted anger issues, the lashing, the whoopings and things that we're doing to our kids and stuff. That is history repeating itself, because that's how we learned to keep people aligned. It was whooping, because that's what we were treated like. You see what I'm saying? So just like those behaviors and things like that trickle down, so does the mental health issues. How we figure out things. It was just like, pray, one day we're gonna be free. Let's just keep praying. Let's just keep singing. Let's just keep pushing through. We gonna be free one day. That's how they look at stuff now. We just gonna keep praying. I may be depressed or suicidal right now, but I'm just gonna keep praying away. But sometimes prayer does work, but sometimes you need the tools to help that. Like, I feel like God gave us therapists or people, just like God gave us doctors. We need people to know how to do surgery now. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Who's gonna do it? Okay, so I feel like God gave mental health professionals, social workers, and things like that. He created that so that we can help us through all those traumas, or any other community that's experiencing traumas. We needed somebody. God knew that, okay, y'all need people who are specialized in assisting you with your mental health. So that's how I look at it. And me being a therapist, I'm a big pro advocate, period. But growing up, when I went through my depression, I did not know it was depression. I was not educated. I'm suicidal in 8th grade, and I'm like, I didn't know that meant I was depressed. All the behaviors, like the random crying and stuff like that, I wasn't able to put a name to it until I got to college. Until I took my psychology class in high school as an elective. You see what I'm saying? So I hate that we're so close-minded about it. It is definitely opening up now. But still, when I was in grad school, there wasn't a lot of us Black people in there. It was mostly white people. and then blacks, and then a sprinkle of Hispanics. And I was in San Antonio with it, so I think we're getting better at it. But back in the day, mental health was definitely not a thing at all. Like, it wasn't. It was frowned upon. It's because it's like you're not believing God will get you through. When you're going to see somebody or you're taking some type of medication for your anxiety, that means that you don't have faith in God, type of vibe. And I'm like, if you gonna take some medicine and you got your high blood pressure though, so be quiet. You know?
Exactly. The fact.
Make it make sense.
Or if you're diabetic.
If you're diabetic, you gonna make sure you taking your medicine. So please stop.
Yeah, come on now.
So yes, that was a long drawn out answer. I'm ranting today, but I gotta get it out. But yes, what about you, girl? How do y'all view it?
I would say y'all are much better than us, because to this day we still do not believe
there's been no progress like that.
No, at all. That's why you see barely any people in Hispanics in those classes, because honestly, like, to this day you still see Hispanics be like, no, that's just for crazy people.
Yeah.
No, just pray.
No loco. They say
yeah,
loca.
Like, no estás loca. You know, like, you don't need to take medication for what? It's all in your head. Like,
yeah, all in your head.
About? Like, the prayers of what? And it's always a thing where I remember a family member, I'm not gonna be specific, told another family member, like, you're depressed of what? Like, I have to work, I took this. And they start naming things, and I was like, you can't talk about you just because you didn't know what depression was in your
exactly, because you could have been experiencing functional depression.
Yeah, and the thing is, the whole concept of, like, you need to push through, life goes on, you need to stop, like, bitching and crying about it, like, it is what it is, this is life. That shit don't work like that.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a lot of people are still in denial that mental health actually does play a role.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean, that honestly Hispanics are very single-minded and very close-minded.
Yeah.
And it's sad because it's like they're teaching and embedding these things into their children, and they grow up thinking like, we have to be tough, we can't be depressed.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as
we gotta get through it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually really sad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, despite all of that, what are some positive things that you have learned or love about your culture?
I love how they, like, everything's family oriented.
Yes.
Like, everything they love to do with the family, they're always gonna be there for you, no matter how toxic or dysfunctional they may be. Like, regardless, family's always gonna be there for you. And I love just how every, like, festivity they involve the community. Like, they always do everything together. Like, Christmas and all that. Like, they all want to be together and get together. So I do love that about them. Honestly, that's the only benefit.
That's the only thing you think of. Do you like the music, the culture, the dancing, all that? Yes, girl.
I love the food, pupusas,
the
food, tacos, everything from I love to dance. So, like, to me,
the cumbia, bachata. Come on, girl.
Everything. So my thing is, our culture is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, just like any other culture. Like, I love also African culture and Black culture. Like, I love the dancing. I love everything.
Because I shall be at Latin night with you. We both be doing it.
Hey.
Yes.
So what about you?
Okay, so for me, I love my culture. I love being Black. Like, if someone said, like, if you wanted to be any other race in the world, pick one, I probably wouldn't say anything. You see what I'm saying? I am happy with my culture. I love the swag. I don't know if people say swag anymore, but you know what I mean, the vibes. I love the type of confidence we move despite everything. I love the persistence and the adaptability of us and how we were able to pick the resilience. That's the word. I love the resilience of my culture and how we're able to pick each other up pick ourselves up. There you go. Despite anything that is holding us back, for the most part, we're able to overcome a lot of things. Of course, I love our food. Of course, I love our dancing. Come on now. I can do all of the dances now. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we are very impactful towards the culture and towards the world. We just may not get as much recognition for it, but I do love that we're so strong and we have the ability to kind of, if we really, really want to do it, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to being athletic, when it comes to being smart, there's a lot of high achievement within us, especially if we're given the opportunities or able to surpass like the things that come with us.
100%, because I haven't seen a Hispanic football player.
Girl, shut up. They exist.
Where?
Somebody with the last name Rodriguez. We're gonna have to Google it up. Well, you know the little common Hispanic names. Like we have Johnson, y'all got Rodriguez.
Yeah, they be soccer. I'm trying to figure out where the football players.
Girl, why, you know, in my class, you know, when you had to separate for the text test, it was about 10 Rodriguez's in that mug, and I was after them. Just in our grade alone. I was like, dang, this is a common last name. Just like the Williams. I know the W class was full of just black people.
God, that Rodriguez are the Mexican people.
Yeah. So, yes. Okay. So, I think it is time for our Untamed Q&A. So, I'm going to give you this question.
Okay.
Do you feel like parents take accountability for their children's feelings caused by their actions?
Fudge, no.
Damn. Get into it. Spill it. Why?
No, because first of all, they don't want to be wrong. They be looking at you like, technically, it was your fault.
Yes. Why'd you choose to do this? Oh, God.
Why you give me the attitude?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, like, that shit don't even make sense.
Right.
Like, you wrong.
Yeah.
She's wrong. You wrong. Just say you wrong. Just say I'm sorry.
Yes. There's no apologies. I ain't never heard no apology from nobody parents.
This is how they be like, they wait a couple of hours and be like, hey, you want to go to something to eat?
Yeah. I don't even get that, girl.
I be like, bipolar ass.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why we be like so crazy in relationships.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord. She ain't playing. Wilding Untamed, guys. That's how she really feel. Get it out, boo.
Because they don't like to admit that they're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'd be like, let's just say we're sorry.
Yeah.
Keep it pushing. And don't do that shit again.
Yeah. That's true. I've never heard an apology before from anybody's parents. You know what I'm saying? I've spoken up like a few times, but the response that I got was obviously not the response that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's reasons behind it, because they feel like if I say this is true, then I'm accepting that I'm like wasn't a good parent or I made a wrong decision. Like you said, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody ever wants to be wrong or feel like that they didn't do like the best that they could do. But at the same time, kids' feelings is their feelings. They're not making it up. The feeling isn't like make believe. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if they felt that way, that's an accurate feeling that they had. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell them, well, you can't feel that way. Nah, fam, this is my feeling. And we have to realize too, as children and as we age, when it comes to them now, that our parents are not perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That they make choices and things like that. So they need to realize that too. Like, remember, just because you're a parent or because you have that role doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect, because you're still a human outside of just being a parent. Does that make sense? You're not going to be the perfect person. You are going to make mistakes, especially if it's like your first kid or your second kid. You still learning what to do. So it's okay that you made a mistake. Just acknowledge it, apologize, or just say, you know what, that was right. I shouldn't have never did that. So blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And just move forward. That's not going to make me say you're a terrible parent.
Exactly.
There's just things that could have been done better and could have affected me in a better way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, it's true. I think it's always like the approach you take.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you're going to come at me with some attitude in your tone, and you expect me to like not come at you the same way, especially knowing that I'm your child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, one gotta be logical, but at the same time, it's kind of like, don't talk to me reckless.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get a good response. And the thing is, if I'm telling you like, well, this is how I feel, and you're still like
dismissing it
and everything, you're not going to make it any better.
Yeah, it's just gonna be, well, it is what it is. I guess I won't express myself to you no more. That's all it turns into. They don't be recognizing that.
And it turns into, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to open up to you. I don't even want to have a conversation with you. And then they're like, then they wonder why my child don't want to talk to me.
Or why they don't share certain stuff. Because I was proving that I don't need to share because of the outcome that's gonna happen.
Exactly. I tried, and this is what you did. One and done.
Dang.
Hey.
Yep, I guess it is what it is, but that's our truth. You know, that's our experience, and a lot of parents do it. So it's not like we want it to be better, but it's not uncommon that parents don't take accountability. But all we can do is make sure that when we have our kids, that if I do something wrong, like when I'm telling my parents that I be working with and their kid be acting up, and they say, I didn't mean to lash out with them, I didn't want to do this, I didn't want to do it. I say, you tell your child that. You say, you know what? I screamed at you or I cursed at you. I didn't really want to do that. I'm so sorry. That was out of frustration. I'm going to work on that. That's how I tell the parent to tell their kids if they really feel bad. Yeah. Tell the kid. The kid not going to look at you differently. They're going to be like, oh, she really cares and didn't want to hurt my feelings, instead of thinking, oh, my mom hates me. Because that's what a lot of kids be thinking. Yeah. They be thinking that their parents hate them, when in actuality their parents are just speaking out of frustration and things like that. So if you're honest with your kid and say, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I apologize. Then guess what? The kid is going to learn how to apologize when they make a mistake. Because they're going to learn that it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to mess up. But as long as you try to do better. It all starts at home, right?
Exactly.
So that's all I be trying to preach to the people. That's all I be trying to preach to the parents, man. Come on now.
Yeah, y'all need to take accountability, parents, because honestly,
now she telling y'all. She saying it.
It's like, because they be trickling down even to relationships. Let me tell you something.
She said, I ain't taking accountability in my relationship because of you. I'm just kidding.
Now, but it's true though. I be dealing with some of them and I just like, hey,
yeah, because you did say you didn't like when people came at you because you got defensive. You get defensive when people come at you. So yeah, that can be correlated to that.
Yeah, and obviously I also had some interesting home training, but you know, working on that. Well, have worked on it too, but still working. But obviously the whole defensive and all of that, you know,
it's just mirroring. We're mirroring, guys. It's not an excuse for us to keep doing it, but there's a reason why we do it. Does that make sense? Yeah. And we're holding ourselves accountable as adults to try to be different.
Yeah.
Because my kids, I'm going to do a mixture of gentle parenting / you better get your ass out the way. It's going to be a mixture. It's going to be like a slow, like a little shake of everything. You know what I'm saying? A little shake of discipline, gentle parenting. You better do what the hell I said. It's going to be like a perfect, even amount.
Yeah, as it should be, though. Like, I feel like you should be able to have that conversation with your kids. Like, but don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. Play with me. Say it again. Say it again.
Do that shit again. It's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a problem up in this house.
So, you know.
Okay.
We have our kids.
Right. Our kids gonna be elite.
Hey, I'm just saying. Y'all gonna be watching this video and be like, damn, look at our parents.
Look at our parents over there talking, drinking wine and stuff. Period. You want to be us. It's okay. You will be one day.
No, you won't.
You're going to be better than us, even though we're great.
Maybe.
Dang, now why I got to be maybe?
Because we always going to be...
We going to keep growing?
Yeah, we always going to be A1 all the time.
Oh, yeah, period. I guess that's what she said. Well, we just talked about parents not being perfect, though. Then we just talked about us. See, look at her. She already forgetting. Come on.
Right.
All right, well, this is a good little episode. I think we got into some deep tea, you know what I'm saying? Our deep experiences. I think we're a little bit more wild and untamed, you know? I love it. Alrighty, so you know what time it is, y'all?
Yes, time for the
Sassy Whale. Dun,
dun, dun, you gonna spend this time?
Girl, I was holding this for you to spin.
Oh, okay, my bad.
My little arm trying to reach.
What is it?
I hope it ain't nothing we already did. Girl, cultural background. We need to read. Lord, dating era.
I've been waiting on this one.
She been waiting on this because she want to spill all the tea with y'all. All right, so we'll see you next time. Ooh,
Put the wheel down.
Okay. Bye, y'all. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.
Besos.
Besos.